I'll go quickly over the single fractal. Then, if you want, I
Do you
can.
want
Yeah,
do you want to record it for Marie?
I already started recording it. So
Oh, okay, cool.
yeah, it's recorded. So again, I'll go over the fractal. You can ask the questions, etc. And if you want,
Okay.
then we can also go over this sort of thing and this sort of fractal if you
Okay.
want to. Okay, so for you, you guys were asking me about that order block that DJ mentioned, or what was that?
Yeah, so in the video, basically what he says is and he kind of like tipped off and said, "Hey, this is something that I mean, I'm paraphrasing completely, but
Yeah.
it's something like this is something that I haven't taught in a while, or I don't think I've ever taught or something." And he says, and it's sauce or whatever. And he said, the reason I was waiting is because it hadn't created an order block yet.
Mm-hmm.
And once it did, that's when I knew I could slap in or something like that.
Sure.
Right. And it was like, it was intriguing because I don't see the fractal, but it was intriguing to me because it was like, I saw an example, I think, in my back testing last night. It was like he's waiting for an actual order block to be created so that then he can have the idea that it's going to be disrespected. That's how
Yes,
I took it. I don't know if that's the right way, but that's how I took it.
it is because, like, take in consideration 2022 model, because in 2022 model, what you need to have is um, some sort of turtle soup or liquidity sweep, break of
Mhm.
structure, retest of a Ferrari gap, let's say, and then
Mhm.
pushing higher. And you just
Mhm.
here created order block.
Yeah,
You
I don't see your
always
screen. Do you have your screen?
okay, okay.
I mean, you don't have to. I was just gonna say,
No,
are you just
I
talking, or you
I
had?
feel like I'm amateur. Sorry, I forgot to turn it on.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I was like, I know, I just didn't know. Oh, got you.
No,
Okay, cool.
sorry, my
Yeah, no,
bad.
I know exactly what 222 model is anyway.
Yeah,
So
so
yeah,
basically,
so
like, if you create feather swing, you always have order block, and so like, every top and bottom have sort of 2022 model inside of it. Meaning, yes, you need that order block for your confirmation, and so
hmm
even here, like, it's easier. Like, I personally can turn my brain on so I can see line charts. So for me, I can see this PA in lines. So if you go here, it's easier to see it.
hmm
In this shit,
Sure.
it's just easier. So yeah. So going into here, we can do a replay. Um, okay, I lost it. Here. Start new. We can go here. So now, what's going on in here? We basically just ran like 200 points, 250 points, and where we are touching right now. Well, there is still possibilities that can happen. We'll just blast, and we will take this high, which is obviously drawn liquidity right now. Or, since we do have this order block here, we may start rebalancing it. That's also the reason why I have my stop loss right here below that order block, because I know how NQ is kind of bitching around sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the reason why I always put my stop loss below the order blocks. So now we already are in the zone where we can expect some sort of retracement, reversal, etc. So now for me, if I would be looking for any short or rebalance right now, I need to see a closure at least below this candle. Why?
hmm
Because that's that order block creation right there.
Now, so your candles, I'm just thinking, so
Yeah.
your just the clear ones are bullish, right? Yeah, I got it. Okay. Sorry. Okay, so yeah. So that you're marking the
If you would be closing below this, that's my sort of
hmm
start of possible like bearish retracement.
exactly. Right. Okay.
Until we're not closing here, no touching. Okay. Also, uh, like 90% of the time, if we take liquidity, or if we just place this sort of high, we will remanipulate it that high again.
hmm
Meaning
hmm
right now, there is no sort of sweep manipulation or anything at the highs, meaning I am waiting for that next soup.
Mm-hmm.
So nothing. We are still inside the range.
So,
Yep.
so even it did get souped a tiny bit, right? With the other candle, we took liquidity, then
Yeah.
that souped a little bit,
It's still
right?
not
But you
enough.
wouldn't count that.
Yeah.
Not enough. Okay, got it.
Not enough. Because right here we are just straight up. Meaning I
Yeah,
want to see
right,
that
right.
one more soup over that high.
Yeah, got it. Okay.
So now is the tricky point right here. Why? Because we have technically that soup.
Mm-hmm.
And Mari would probably know this because I was DMing her about this. Really technically, like this can be counted as your order block.
Mm. Okay, not
Because
the two consecutive candles, huh?
This would be CISD.
Oh, got you.
This
So
would be
wait,
CISD. This is order block.
Okay, that's unusual. I never heard of that. Okay.
Because if you go study order blocks, it's easier to see, for example, at here. This is high probable order block. Do you know why?
Mm-mm.
Because if you go to higher time frame, we are opening into the, I think, 90-minute or hourly order block with this move. And then the candle that takes liquidity, when it's souped and closed above, it should hold as a bullish PD array. Basically,
I
as
probably
support.
ordered that. Okay.
So you can
Gotcha.
see right here, basically, I was in because of the soup alone and that closure above that order block. I was in the trade. And then once we pushed below it, we pushed below, pushed back above, and then retested it again. We have S&T at the lows and this candle closing above this one, creating basically the same thing as here. I re-enter another position right there, you know.
Okay.
And that's just giving me like additional confidence, let's say, or more. How to say it? I'm more confident into the trade.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
But coming back into this example, so again, like the better confirmation is CISD. If you believe like this is the top, you could took it, but then also, as we know right now, we will get stopped out because we are going to soup that high one more time. After this candle, I will be out of any trade. Why? Because this candle is basically souping the lows, closing above the range, meaning we are going to expand higher.
I was talking to Punk about this, yeah, because he DM'd me too and was like, hey, he was asking me about this too, and I was like, if we just hadn't run whatever how many points, truthfully, like, and we did have we had a DOL above us, right? It's like that looks like a damn good candle. It's into the fair value gap. We're holding 50% of the fair value gap. We just souped the internals, right? Like that's a buy right there if it was in
Also,
discount or whatever.
This candle
right?
is reaching
Yeah.
liquidity, closed above. It should hold as bullish support or PD array, and it held perfectly. You know, it's the same thing like here. But then you need to know what to target, you know, because in here, this was support only until we take this high. So then we took that high, we souped everything.
We souped that high.
Yeah.
No close.
No closure.
So now this right here is where he kind of said, like, I waited till the order block was created.
Yeah.
My whole question was around, and I don't think I really got an answer. I'm sorry for interrupting you. I'm not trying to interrupt you. I would just say my whole question is around is like, and there's got to be something. Does it matter that something gets souped or closed above for an order block to be created? Like it's not, I guess it's not a confirmation order block until it's souped. Does that make sense? Or am I just completely off here? That's what I need to understand. Is it an order block just created, or does it's created? It's formed 80%, but then at 100, it comes in 100% when it's when the soup or something. No? Okay, got it. Okay.
Like you have this candle right here, the 939. Once it was closed below it, it's your order block. It doesn't need to be souped again.
Say that one more time, sorry.
Like in this fractal, you have that 939 candle. And once that 941 candle closed below it, you have your bearish order block right there. that candle doesn't need to be souped again.
Okay. Okay.
And so then DJ was referring, like here, like the way how DJ trades, or how
Mhm.
many of guys in here trades, you're already looking and anticipating the move. So once you will be pushing below this low, most of the guys will be already in a trade.
Right.
Because that's your CISD slash order block,
CSD.
Yeah.
Right.
So
Okay.
now nothing. You are just building liquidity at the lows.
Right.
And now that's the candle. Why? Because it's
That's the
closing.
candle. That's the CISD.
Yeah, it's closing this order block right here. This
Mm.
CISD slash order block.
Okay.
So this is your, I believe, like Bang told you that he needs at least like this
Right.
candle
Right.
closure. But for me, this is more than enough. So it would enter right here, put your stop either at the candle high or the sub high, depends on you. And then the hard part is figuring out the stop, or sorry, the DP, because like stopping this close to it, like we will take that high again. So now, if anything, like we are going to rebalance it. So now you have multiple options of like you have many ranges that you can pick here. Like expansion range is this, so I would take 50% off right here, and then possibly I would be aiming for this order block high to be tapped into it.
Mm. Gotcha.
Maybe I won't even get that. Yeah, I won't.
It'll go hit that low, I think. Still, yeah, there it goes.
Okay, I got it. Yeah.
Gotcha. That makes sense. So basically, it's basically like laddering, right? Like the bullish order block, right? The bullish order block, you move your, like, let's say if I'm watching that from real time, right?
Mm-hmm.
That move, it ladders from that the CISD placement ladders from the first two candles, then the second two candles, then the third two candles. That's the ladder. Like
Well,
laddering meaning I put my CISD marking first underneath the two, right? Let's say the
well,
two bullish order
I
blocks,
mean
right?
it's the
Or
same how I'm
yeah,
going
right
with
there.
you over in my backtesting sessions. Like right here. Okay, what needs to happen for me to take a short? Well, I need to see a
It needs to
closure
close underneath that.
here.
Yeah, right.
Okay, so we are going further. Okay, possible. What this candle just did? It just rebalance this candle range.
Right. Right. Okay.
So now, if you are still bullish, closure above this candle, we are going for this high again.
Mm-hmm.
Right here, closure above that
Okay,
candle, I
boom.
know that the row is this high, at least this high.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
In the same time, right now, I don't necessarily need the closure below here. The thing that I need to see is here.
Right. Right. Because it moved over there. Now it moved over there, but only because we souped the high. Or what if it wouldn't have souped that high?
It would
What if it
not
was just an
matter.
inside candle?
It would not matter, to
It
be
would not
honest.
matter. Okay, cool.
No. Because then
Okay.
also you have, like, don't think about this wick. You would have this range. So it could just be like OT retracement of the smaller range.
Mm-hmm.
The thing that we just took the high again is just more powerful, I would say. It just brings more weight into it. So then again, now what I need to see, well, at least like the start of the move is going to be closure below this candle. Also, this is like your 3 drive, but it's
See, I was just gonna ask you, it looks like a 3 drive,
yeah,
yeah.
that's for another discussion. But yeah, so now if you want to
Yeah.
be early in the move, like this is the perfect entry right here.
Mm-hmm.
And then again, EQ is, so if EQ is also aligned with this Faraday gap, so that's
Mm-hmm.
perfect target.
Got it. Makes sense. Makes sense.
And then also looking at time, what 11 did, 11 expanded higher, then 11:15 retraced, 11:30 opened inside the EQ of the range, to then rebalance the bearish move, to then 12 souped, and 12:30 basically push us back higher, I believe, or it was 45, I'm not sure. Oh, it was 1. Okay, so I was thinking about another fractal. Okay. But even now, like it's important to understand what range are you in. Because right here, why we stopped right here, do you know? Without me, reading this this window that I have here. Because
Right. That's what Punk was talking about, rebalancing the range and stuff.
yeah, but would you know like why we hit this high? Would you know like we are at EQ of this range?
We're EQ of that range. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's important for you to know like which range you are taking, because if you take from this low to this high, I believe the EQ is somewhere around here, so maybe
Right.
you would not even hit that TP, but the thing that I put the expansion range, the TP was hit by I believe that 1222 candle.
Expansion range starting from right there. Yeah, like from
From this low.
1050 right there. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. That's your basically where is it? I don't know if we have SMT here. If we had, it would be a little easier. Give me a second, I'll just check. Where we are in here. No, we don't. I mean, we do have right here. I was thinking, like, the easy explanation of it, like, your expansion range is the last soup that supported the expansion higher or lower, depending on the move, But yeah, in this example, this is the start of expansion. This move started the expansion, and expansion stopped right here by 11:13. So if you want to be even more precise, I mean, in this example, doesn't really matter if you include the wick or not, because it's like 1 point difference. So if you want to be really like precise, this is the EQ. And it was hit by it, yeah, perfectly. By the 22 candle. Then EQ was hit, so then we moved back to rebalance this range, to then expand lower, soup the high, tapped basically EQ or the overall range, I think. What is this line? No, that's hard time from our book. Okay. But if I put this low to this high, yeah. So this move basically rebalanced the overall range to then expand higher. Now we are closing above here. Every time you will close above the structure, I don't want to see deep retracements. I think right here is pretty much perfect, like we hit 50%.
Yeah, jeez.
This holds. But anything like if you would go into the OT, I would not necessarily like it.
Because of the expansion over?
It's more like from experience, like if we are closing right here about this, like this should be already rebalance range, so there is no really point for us to rebalance it unless we are going to soup the low again.
Right. Wouldn't that be too also is it's a what do you call it? What do you call it? Not order block, but a
Fair swing.
What is it called? No, not an order block, but a breaker block, right? That's why a breaker block kind of holds right there, because
I mean, I believe like this is kind of a breaker block. I'm not sure though.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's exactly it. Oh, just a one top candle or whatever it is. Yeah. That no, the right. You're right. That's exactly it. So it held the break or block or whatever.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. So when do we just okay beyond the scope of this, and it's going to take too long, but I'm just saying like with far as ranges, one thing I've always had, like, and I'm sure everybody has this trouble, it's like there's so many different ranges. Like, how do you know which one you're looking at? You know what I mean? Like, and I guess there's so many different ranges, so many different time frames, so many different, and it's like it seems like there's always like, oh, it's gonna rebalance to EQ, but it didn't this time because of what you know what I mean? And it's like so I never really follow them too much. They are important. But sometimes it's like, oh, we don't have to rebalance a range if there's an S&T. So it's like, what are you really looking for? How do you use them? Like, are you big into them?
Well, that's kind of the sketchy part. I was thinking about, or I want to do a session with Punk, like just going over the ranges, But for me, it comes more from experience, because like the easy range is, you'll take the range low to the range high. That's the easy range, and that's the easy part. Then you have expansion ranges, meaning the expansion range starts again from here to here. That's our expansion
Mm,
range. Then if you want to bring time into it, like time is even harder, Like that's when fun starts.
mm,
Like in terms of ranges and when do we expect rebalances and moving higher, like the
mhm.
easy way how to understand it is candle closures. Like for example right here, I'll just delete this for now. If you take this move right here, is the
Mhm.
next candle closing above this candle high? Yes. So now I can expect this high to be swept one more time. Is this candle closing above? Yes. Is this candle closing above? No. Okay, so now maybe, we can expect some sort of retracement, something. The better
Mm.
thing is if we would have candle soup. That's better because that's your CRT range. Right here, like, you can expect that we'll just take it again. Nonetheless, 1047 closing above. So again, we can expect some sort of soup. Then this is interesting. Okay, yeah.
So we close above, we're expecting a soup.
If the candle is closing above certain range, meaning this candle close above this
Hmm.
range, for us to move
Hmm.
lower, this high needs to be souped.
Mm. Yeah. Okay.
So now you soup this 1048, souped 1047 high. So now your
Mm.
CRT range, meaning what range you are currently in. Well,
We're in that candle range, or
yeah,
the low to high.
yeah, exactly.
So then that should be rebalanced. Wow. Okay.
Yeah, so now this candle hit 50%, I believe, pretty much
Hmm.
perfectly.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
So now this candle, closing above range, meaning this range or this candle high needs to
Has
be
to be
swept.
rebalanced.
So again, we are holding pretty much the order block slash 50% of the range, soup the high. Okay, now maybe we'll go lower, but still, for continuation lower, you need to see closure below the range. Not happened,
Mm.
we are just kind of inside this range to basically the range moved from that high to this high. So you have no confirmation lower than this candle closing again above, and so you are just going easily like this candle closing again higher, this souping the high, another soup, so you can now expect rebalance to the 50% of range. Did not happen, we closed above basically the previous high, sort of supported, it's like BPR range, like
Mm.
this candle, what's the right word? Okay, I won't remember, just basically this high acted as support to then expand higher, so again closing higher.
Retail call it break and retest.
Yeah, so
Right.
again in here we are closing above the range, meaning we know this candle needs to be swept if you want to go lower. Does not happen, we are
Mm.
closing higher, higher. Possible, next candle
Mm.
close higher. Now internal soup, candle closing back inside the range.
Mm-hmm.
So again, we can expect retracement, da 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 da. you know,
To at least 50%,
to at least 50%,
right?
right? Yep.
To at least 50%, and it could reverse, but doesn't mean it's going to. But
Yeah,
that
like
one was what,
here,
deep OTE? Actually, it's not even that deep OTE because it's pretty big
it
range,
depends what
right?
range you are taking. Like for me, like you need at least closure below 1113 candle. Like that's pure minimum. And the
Mm,
fact we just soup the low at this candle then is closing
hmm
above this candle, like no, we are going higher. So then again, this candle high needs to be swept when we swept it, going lower, you know. So now we can
Candle
expect
body or candle body or wick needs to be closed above
body,
or souped.
candle body.
Body needs to be soup.
Wait,
So
yeah,
isn't that a
no,
closure above? Isn't that a
Ca-
closure above?
candle body needs to
Yeah.
close above the candle range. Soups are the wicks. So here it's kind of like in the same zone. Yeah, it's totally the same. You know, like here you are souping the low. Here you are
Mhm.
closing above the candle. And so again, like this candle souping the range. Candle body is closing back
Mhm.
inside the range. So now what? You can expect rebalance. Range low,
Mhm.
range high, 50% held perfectly.
Okay, this is the pedagogy or the what do you call it? The framework around why my model I'm trading is like I always usually take off at 50%. This is why. Because if
Yep.
it soups it, it usually goes to rebalance. That's why it's like I at least get that.
Yeah,
Right.
100%.
Ah, gotcha. Okay. CRT kind of,
Yeah, kinda.
right?
Yep.
Kind of, yeah.
So
Okay.
same here, you know, like closure above. This candle high needs to be swept one more time. Bang. That's your CRT. The same at this low. You are souping the low, so now what? You can expect rebalance. Of which range? Well, you can take the whole range, you can take this range. Doesn't really matter if you take the whole. And again, like it comes down what I'm teaching you guys. Like if you have strong push lower or strong push higher, and inside of that you have one order block, most likely are we going to refer to that order block.
Because that's the money that made the move, the orders
I
that made the move or whatever.
I don't really think about it like that, but it's just from my observation, you know, like what's going to happen most likely.
Mm.
So even here, you know, like you have you have fast candles lower. We took liquidity. We are going to rebalance small candles going lower. We
Hmm.
tap 50% of that order block. This candle closing below the range. Entry, stop loss,
Hmm.
easy TP is here.
This one right here, for instance, as we were talking about it, me and Punk, is like right. Let's see, well, 12 o'clock, right? Um, it almost could be like going, like it could be sweep of that internal to go for that high, but I guess, right?
You mean if we
I don't
swap
know.
this
That makes
low?
sense. Yeah, yeah. We swept that. It almost looks bullish, but there is no big fair value gap though, really on the left. But
I mean, it's possible, but
it's
you need
all,
to see,
yeah.
you need to look at the speed, and also the confirmation of that thing would be closure above 1159.
Hmm.
If you would be able to close above that, sure. But this only
Gotcha.
encouraged the rebalance of the move, of the previous move.
Hmm.
Every time we'll stake liquidity, you can expect some sort of retracement if the price will tell you or show you that we are going to retrace.
Okay.
Like right here, it doesn't really talk to me like we are going to retrace it. You know, maybe if we do have S&T at the lows, possible. But by this candle, if this candle would be closing, I would be thinking like, okay, like now, possibly we are going even lower, you know, to that overall range. But then next candle, nothing, nothing. Now since we are closing above this, I'm more. It's a red for shorts right now, you know. It's red flag. Bang.
Yeah, I think I saw that real time
Yeah.
closing over that. So now that's a range. Now are we right there? Are we retracing into OTE to go higher? Or did we just rebalance the other range? You know what I'm saying? Did we just
Well, like,
rebalance the overall range? That's the thing, is like,
yeah. Also, like if
yeah.
you take in consideration like 50-minute candles, you know, that's the range by itself. So what 50 minutes is doing, you know, like 15 close here, suit. Yeah, basically this move is just rebalance of the previous move right here. And this candle closing like this, like you more likely are going for this low again. Also there is devil's mark. And also the 50% of this whole range was not reached yet. So again, you have this range, you have this FEG right here. So again, you know, if you want to be looking for longs, you need to be in discount. Now you tap discount. Now you can start looking for some sort of longs.
Gotcha.
You know, so
Yeah, I was telling him yesterday too. If you kind of look at this range, right? I mean, if you kind of look at this, like look at the strong move up, right? And then it's kind of like slow, choppy retrace,
yeah.
right? Like,
Well, the speed is
I mean, a
telling
little bit to
every
me
time.
anyway. It's like, or I would say slow, but it's like bigger than normal. But it's like it's still like on the higher time frame. It seems like choppy price action down, no big moves. So I don't know. It seemed like we were still bullish. Is what I'm saying.
Speed is telling every single time.
Speed, I like that.
You see, even here, why did I enter on this candle and not the candle prior?
Because we hadn't had a CISD yet. So, okay, hold on. There. I mean, yeah, is that a closure above?
Yeah, because now you have the
Yeah.
order
So
book.
now you're using that one candle. You're using that one candle, not the two candles.
Yeah, because this is the order book.
You're using just that candle. Gotcha.
So we rebalance the move. We are in discount, and this candle is closing this order book. So this for me is high probable trade because we are in discount.
We're in a fair value gap.
Yeah, price is showing strength. So like
We're in discount.
Yeah, really technically what you can do, you can just enter and just put your stop below. But since we do have this FEG here, you know, by the rules of DJs, you know, you will just put it here.
Yeah.
And so then
I would wait for a soup.
If like there is two ways how we can look at this, kind of being a little too zoomed in. Well, if this is the rebalance of this move, the easy target is this high. That's technically should be your low-hanging fruit. Then if you take in consideration bigger picture, well, if this move is rebalance of this range, the easy target is this high.
Yeah, it would be high. Yeah, internal.
But then also, since we are so close to this, this would be
Exactly.
the target.
Yep. That's kind of clean right there. Yeah, that rebalanced the 50% of that huge range, that all the way up move.
And this can also add on. Why? Because we are closing above the range right here. But yeah, that's. And also, this is high probable order block. Why? We souped liquidity. Candle closing above it. I want to see this candle to hold. Retest, 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 retest. Does that make sense?
Totally.
Perfect.
Totally, you gotta sink in. I learned a couple new things today. Okay. Oh, sick. Sick. Love it. Explains a lot.
Yeah, it's the same thing over and over again. You know, you just need to see it a couple times. And again, also I think this is hyperbole order block. I don't know if we have the high time frame confirmation though. Yeah, we do. Okay. Because this was the reason why I put my TP below the order block.
Hmm. And once we closed above it, that should be clear skies as well, right?
Yeah, technically because you are escaping the range.
Mm-hmm.
But then, you
But
know, in the same time you are taking liquidity, blah blah blah. Possible retracement.
yeah, exactly.
You retraced. That this whole move is retracement of this one, so then is it
The
target?
fifth leg, right?
Yep.
All right. So just one more quick thing is once we close above a high,
Mm-hmm.
we close above the high, we're looking for a retracement, or no, we soup the high and looking for a retracement.
If you are souping the high, then you are looking for retracement. If you are closing above, you don't necessarily want to see retracement. For example, right here,
Gotcha.
you are closing, you are strongly closing above everything.
Mm-hmm.
So then, you know, the candle opens, it refers back to the previous highs. Those should hold as support, basically, and then expand higher. There are instances where we will see the retracement. I believe it was here. You know, so in this example, you are closing above it. In the same time, you know, we are referring back to that previous lows. You are basically in OT of the previous range. You are taking liquidity. So you see here like that retracement to the EQ of the range. But again, you don't necessarily want to see strong, deep retracement.
Mm-hmm.
And also 50% held perfectly, like we basically did not even close below it. We closed on the 50%.
That's wild. So it looks like 50% of the fair value gap as well.
Yeah. Yeah, that's right. I didn't even saw that. And also, if you have like, for example, internal SMT right here, like that's really hyperable. Also, this candle closing above this little fractal right here is also telling you could enter in here, put your stop below that order block, or as DJ is saying, 50% of that OB. And yeah, you are escaping from the range. You are expecting push, you know, strong push higher, which is basically what happened right here. Then again, those candles referring back to the previous highs. Internal soup, candle closure, hyperable order block, and bang bang bang. They're going higher.
What do you mean by high probability order block soup? Like once it's souped, that's a high priority order block.
No. If you have order block inside higher time frame PD array that is close above, that's high probable order block. If you go to the G channels, I can give me a second. I will just put it in here. Do you see the picture inside members VC chat?
Yes.
The mark out from there, that's CISD, it's your hard purple order block. This picture is inside the GTR's times capsule. And just go back and study. You can study like this thing. It's interesting how it acts.
It will hold as support in order.
I highly encourage every one of you to go over the truths and GTR stuff.
Okay.
And I know Mari kind of went over all G messages, you know, which is really cool to see.
Nice. Cool.
All right. Okay. Everything clear?
Yeah, everything's good. Appreciate it so much.
Okay. Does any of you guys have any other questions or anything that we could go over? Okay, I'll take it as no. Right. Okay, guys, if you don't have anything else, I will bounce. So, thank you, and yeah, see you around.
Awesome. Thank you.
Yep. Bye-bye.
Bye.